Hackers can use free Wi-Fi access points to steal your account passwords. Imagine you're at your favorite coffee shop and you need Wi-Fi access. So you click on one of the free networks available on your phone and you're prompted with a pretty familiar looking captive portal asking for your email address in order to get a connection. The twist here is though that this access point has nothing to do with the coffee shop you're in, and it is in fact being served from a little device like this using an ESP32 S2 Mini. And if you do happen to enter your credentials into that, it's going to be stored to the flash memory of this device for the hackers to come back and collect later on. And if you reuse the same password in multiple places, that really is a recipe for disaster. When powered up, the Nugget board creates a Wi-Fi access point and serves a captive login page to anyone who connects. This page can be customized to show anything you like, but for this example, we want to encourage someone joining to enter an email and a password in order to create an account and get Wi-Fi access. Upon submitting credentials, they're immediately displayed on the Nugget screen and stored to the device's flash memory for later retrieval. To try this yourself, all you need is an ESP32 S2 Mini. You don't need the Nugget board, you don't need the screen or the buttons, you can do it just on the microcontroller itself. Okay, so we're going to use this repository on GitHub called Nugget Portal. This is what you'll need to flash onto your microcontrollers. So if you happen to have one of the USB Nuggets, it has an ESP32 S2. This will work with this board, or if you just have the actual microcontroller on its own, this same project will work on it. So if you in the future decide to upgrade and put a screen and buttons on it, it'll all work. So we can do it just with this. To get started, we're just going to click code and we're going to copy the URL of the repository. We'll open up a terminal, and just for easy stuff, we're going to go to the desktop, and all you got to type is, we just type git clone and we'll pull down Nugget Portal. Perfect, and then we'll cd into Nugget Portal, and if we type open, we'll open up the folder. Let's open up the project folder here, and we're looking for the .ini file. So you'll need Arduino IDE to do this, but once you have that, double click, and sometimes I have to spam this a lot to get it to open. Okay, so this is what the project looks like. The main file we're worried about is the .ini. So this calls out to all of these other sort of helper files here. You'll notice here at the very top, this is what your Wi-Fi access point is going to start up as if you're just using the board and you don't have the little buttons to select the different networks. So let's change this to something different. We're going to call it cat coffee Wi-Fi, and password is null. That means you won't need to enter a password to connect to the network. So we'll just press save here, and let's go and just check that we have the board managers we need. So we're going to press settings. If you haven't set this up before, you're going to need the ESP32 board manager. I'll put a link in the description to that, and that will allow you to select some of these other boards that we're going to need. So grab your microcontroller and your cable. You're going to have to press the flash button while you're plugging it in, and once you do that, you can let go of it. It's all connected. We're going to go up here to select our board and our port. So we come in here, we're going to type Lolin S2 Mini. I've already got it selected, and we'll choose the right serial port that our device is connected to. And once we've done that, all we've got to do is press upload, and we will flash the board with all of our code. Okay, so now we've flashed the board, we can just either pull it out and plug it back in to sort of start up the program, or you can press the reset button here. So we'll press reset, and we're going to bring out our phone here and just check that we can see the network. So you see it comes up right away, cat coffee Wi-Fi. We'll click on that, and once it connects, we should see our captive portal pop open. There we go. And once it loads in, there we go, we can see our, let's turn the brightness down a bit so we can see it. So there's our captive portal screen. So we can put in our credentials here. So we can say Ryan, and we're going to say our password is just pass, and we'll click login. And well, now what happens? Because we don't have the screen like we do on the Nugget board, we don't have any way of knowing someone has done anything. We don't know where our logs go to. How do we see what happens if somebody actually does this? Well, imagine we come back as the hacker at some point in the future, we actually want to try and connect to this board ourselves. And we're going to log into the Wi-Fi access point as the hacker. So we're going to click on this, and again we're going to get a captive portal, but this time we are just going to say cancel, and we're going to say use without internet. So this means we're connected to the board, but we're not going to attempt to try and get internet access, which we will never get. We're going to come to our internet browser and we're going to go 4.3.2.1, and we click on that, and you can see we're back at our captive portal screen. This is kind of what is being served through the captive portal, but we're just hitting it through our internet browser. Now, if we want to see the logs, we just go back to the URL bar, we press / and type creds and go. And if you see there, we have our stored credentials in a little list. So we've got one from when I was testing out and the one that we just put in there, Ryan Pass. That's cool. That's how you use this little board. Obviously, there's a bit of an issue here. If you want to change the name of the access point, you're going to need to reflash the board, and that takes a little bit of time, and it's not the easiest sort of thing to have to do if you just want to mess around with this. That's why I would recommend, if you are super interested in doing a bit more with this, you should pick up one of these Nugget boards. So you can order these from Repo. You get a little PCB, the buttons, the screen, and a nice little NeoPixel LED, and you obviously get the S2 Mini on the back. There's loads of projects you can run on this. Let's take a bit of a closer look at how the Nugget version of this works. So as I said, it's using exactly the same repository, but since we've got the screen and the buttons, we're going to be able to do a bit more. So when you first plug it in, obviously you get a blue and green flashing light to sort of say that your access point is started up. Now, the benefit of having the buttons is if you press left or right, we're going to scroll through some different SSIDs. So when you first plug it in, it's going to put up one called guest Wi-Fi, which is the one that we modified onto this to say cat coffee Wi-Fi. This one's still set to guest Wi-Fi, and then we've also got some other ones that we can choose from. So let's say we want to check out what it looks like if we say Starbucks Wi-Fi. So we press up, we restart the Wi-Fi access point, we get this little blue flashing light. And if we come to our phone, we should see a new access point. There we go, called Starbucks Wi-Fi. We'll click onto that one. And we should get a captive portal again. So there we go. Our screen changes here to say someone connected. That lets us know that someone is accessing the captive portal. And we're going to type a new one here. We're just going to call it cat pass, and we'll press login. And as you see there, the creds immediately show up on the screen here to say creds found. And yeah, so we just press down to clear that, and we can just wait for the next person to connect. So hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video. Hopefully you get a chance to try this out for yourself. As I said, if you want to get one of these boards, you should go to the Repo store and order one of the USB Nuggets, and you'll get everything that you need to try this project out. Thanks so much for watching. See you again soon.